So when you find yourself in a position where an appointment is going that well for you, and you clearly did your research on the company, you clearly found out what it was that they were trying to accomplish, and maybe the only thing left to answer is, what the pain is on there too. But when things are going that nicely, I'd twist the dials just a little bit on your pitch, with that. And I'm only getting this nitpicky with you here because you did that well in your presentation, where we got to the point where you asked, I'm not going to go back and look at your video, but you asked, you're trying to get to X. And Jessica said, yeah, that's correct. And then once after you accomplish X, the goal then would be to achieve Y. Is that fair to say? And she's like, yep, totally. That's correct. And then it's like after Y, then ultimately the long term goal would be to get to Z. Am I understanding that correctly? And she said, you hit it right on the head. You nailed it. Something to that degree there. That is when an appointment is going that well, that's where we put a little showmanship, onto things here. And you say this with just the biggest smile on your face, but you almost lean back in your chair, cross your arms, make sort of a confused face here, like sort of weird faces where it's like, well, it sounds like you've got a pretty good roadmap laid out here, and you got a pretty good idea of where you want to be. Far be it for me to want to chase a customer or anything like that, but I'm getting concerned you may not need us here. I guess what is it that we're able to do for you here that's going to be able to help you get there? I guess what's preventing you from getting there that you think we could help you with? When you ask that question, it causes an absolute dichotomy shift in the pitch, doesn't it? Because you're not selling them anything anymore. They will, I promise you, vomit information to you. They will just spill their candy over all of the hang-ups and things that have gotten in the way of getting them where they need to be. And you just simply write them all down here today. And that's where we find ourselves in a position where you could say, okay, well, based on the preventions or the roadblocks that have come up that have prevented you from getting to where you want to be today, it sounds like we've got some solutions here that might be a perfect fit for you. And if I were to tell you about those solutions today, and if we could find a budget that would fit, you being able to make a commitment towards implementing those solutions, is there any reason you could think you wouldn't want to get the process started today, just so we've got as much time as possible to get all of these challenges, obstacles, frustrations taken care of? And then shut up and just listen to what they have to say. They might come back and say, no, I need to have my partner here. I got to bring it in. And if so, that's fine. We'll set up another appointment from there. But by turning the dials just a little bit, and like I said, I'm only getting this nitpicky with you because you did this well. So yeah, that would be I know that's very, very high end sales technique on that. But again, like I said, I think you're in a position where you're able to take on those sorts of challenges from there.